Imagine, for a second, 1861.
Okay.
Battle of Bull Run just ended,
Yeah.
and the ground is just littered
Mm-hmm.
with thousands of wounded soldiers.
Yeah.
But there are no ambulances,
Yeah.
rushing to their aid, no organized system of care.
Right.
Many are just left to suffer for days,
Really sets the
their
tone.
cries echoing through the smoke-filled air.
Yeah.
That was the grim reality
It's tough.
of Civil War medicine, at least at the start.
At least at the start, yeah. It's a stark image, isn't it?
Yeah.
One that just underscores how far we've come in terms of battlefield medicine.
Yeah.
And while we're going to uncover some truly horrific conditions, we're also
Yeah.
going to discover some remarkable innovations and individuals, many of them women, who revolutionized the way care was delivered during this tumultuous period.
It's a story of resilience and ingenuity, and we're going to unpack it all right here, right now.
Absolutely.
You've shared some fascinating excerpts from the podcast History That Doesn't Suck.
It's a good one.
And I have to say the title is spot on.
Appreciate it.
So before we dive into the specific stories,
Yeah.
can we set the stage a little bit?
Sure.
What was the state of the U.S. Army Medical Department
Okay.
at the outbreak of the Civil War?
Frankly, it was woefully unprepared.
Really?
The department was small, understaffed, and its leadership was just stuck in the past, clinging to outdated practices.
Like what?
Imagine trying to handle a mass casualty event with barely any resources.
Oh my God.
Or a plan.
Wow. It's almost hard to fathom that level of disorganization.
Yeah,
Especially in situations as critical as war.
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse,
Yeah.
the Surgeon General at the time, a man named Clement Finley,
Okay.
was notoriously resistant to change.
Oh no.
He was slow to adapt, almost like a figure from a bygone era,
Wow.
completely out of touch with the realities
Yeah.
of this new type of warfare.
It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And did the first major battle of the war, Bull Run,
Yes,
really expose those weaknesses?
absolutely.
Yeah,
The aftermath of Bull Run was pure chaos.
I can imagine.
Soldiers were left stranded for days,
Mhm.
some even dragging themselves miles to reach Washington, D.C.
Wow.
The civilian ambulance drivers were often drunk, scared, or completely unreliable.
Oh, gosh. It's heartbreaking to imagine those men suffering and alone on the battlefield.
It was a bad scene.
It's no wonder there was public outrage.
The public was horrified.
Yeah.
Newspapers were filled with accounts of the suffering,
Right.
the lack of care, and the overall disarray.
Mhm.
This outcry forced the government and the army to recognize that something had to change, and quickly.
So out of that chaos, were there any early attempts
Wow.
to improve the situation?
There were a few glimmers of progress.
Okay.
Dr. Charles Tripler, the medical director of the Army of the Potomac,
Mm-hmm.
implemented some early reforms.
Like what?
For instance, he cracked down on the misuse of ambulances for personal errands.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Can you imagine?
It seems absurd.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you would think ambulances would be strictly for transporting the wounded.
Exactly.
Right.
He also made the switch from two-wheel to four-wheel ambulances,
Okay.
which were far more practical for navigating rough terrain.
Right.
But despite these efforts,
Mhm.
the changes were simply not enough to address the overwhelming need.
So who finally came along
Yeah.
and really shook things up?
That would be Dr. Jonathan Letterman Tripler's successor.
Okay.
He's considered the father of battlefield medicine
Wow.
because he implemented a truly revolutionary system.
You're talking about the ambulance corps, right?
Yes, the ambulance corps wasn't just about shiny new ambulances.
Right.
It was about establishing a structured discipline system
Okay.
for evacuating the wounded.
Got it.
Letterman replaced those unreliable civilian drivers with trained enlisted men.
Wow.
He created a clear chain of command
Uh-huh.
and established dedicated ambulance units within each Army Corps.
So he basically brought order to the chaos.
That's a good way to put it.
And did it work?
It was a game changer.
Really?
This new system allowed for the rapid evacuation of wounded soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
often within 24 hours of being injured.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
And I imagine it had a huge impact on survival rates.
absolutely. It not only saved lives,
Right.
but it also meant that more soldiers could return to the battlefield,
Right.
which had significant strategic implications.
Wow.
Letterman's system was so successful that it became a model for future armies around the world.
That's a remarkable legacy.
It is.
But even with these improvements in evacuation,
Yeah.
reaching a field hospital during the Civil War
Right.
must have been a terrifying experience. What were those hospitals like?
Let's just say they weren't places you'd want to spend much time in.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Imagine makeshift structures
Ugh.
set up in barns, churches, or even open fields.
Oh my God.
Supplies were limited, sanitation was poor,
Yeah.
and the sheer number of wounded often overwhelmed the medical staff.
And I know you've mentioned amputation being a common procedure.
Right.
Why was that?
Amputation was the surgery of choice.
Okay.
And it's estimated that around 75% of operations during the war were amputations.
Wow.
This was largely due to the lack of antibiotics
Yeah.
and the high risk of infection from gunshot wounds.
So it was often a life-saving measure,
It was.
even if it was a drastic one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine a surgeon in a field hospital
Right.
working by candlelight,
Right.
having to make these life-altering decisions in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
The speed and efficiency with which they had to operate is truly remarkable.
It must have been a horrifying experience for the soldiers.
It was brutal,
Yeah.
but it's important to remember that surgeons were doing their best under incredibly difficult circumstances.
Yeah.
They were working without the benefits of modern medicine,
Right.
and their skill and dedication saved countless lives.
It really puts things in perspective.
It does.
But even with those efforts, I understand that disease was a major threat during the Civil War.
Huge.
Can you tell us more about that?
Disease was the #1 killer during the Civil War.
Really?
In fact, twice as many soldiers died from disease as from battle wounds.
Oh, wow.
This was a time before germ theory was widely understood,
Right.
so sanitation practices were often non-existent.
I can't even imagine what were some of the most common and deadly diseases.
Dysentery, typhoid fever,
Okay.
pneumonia, malaria,
Mm-hmm.
and tuberculosis were all rampant in the camps.
Yeah.
And then there was smallpox,
Right.
which was highly contagious and often fatal.
Of course.
The lack of understanding about how diseases spread
Yeah.
meant that contaminated water,
Oh, yeah.
unwashed bandages,
Yeah.
and unsanitary conditions contributed to the rapid spread of these illnesses.
So even if a soldier survived the battlefield, he could easily succumb to disease later on.
Unfortunately, that was the reality for many.
Wow.
And the treatments available at the time were often ineffective or even harmful.
Oh, no.
Think bloodletting purging.
Oh.
And the use of mercury-based medications.
Wow.
These treatments were based on outdated medical theories
Yeah.
and often did more harm than good.
It's hard to believe that those practices were still being used.
It is.
So amidst all this suffering,
Yeah.
where do women fit into the picture?
Well, that's where we see a truly inspiring shift.
Okay.
With the medical establishment struggling to cope, women stepped up in unprecedented ways to transform the landscape of Civil War care.
That's what I've heard so much about, and I'm eager to dive into those stories.
Yeah.
But before we do that,
Sure.
let's take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll be right back to explore the remarkable contributions of women in Civil War medicine.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back and ready to delve into the world of women in Civil War medicine.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people listening are probably familiar with Clara Barton and the Red Cross.
Sure.
I'm guessing there's a lot more to this story than we learned in history class.
Oh, absolutely. Clara Barton is an iconic figure,
Right.
but she's just one piece of a much larger puzzle.
Okay.
To truly understand the impact women had, we need to start with the U.S. Sanitary Commission.
That's a name I've come across in my reading.
Yeah.
What exactly was the Sanitary Commission?
It was an organization formed by civilian women,
Okay.
and it was a game changer in so many ways. Think of it as a powerhouse of female activism,
Really?
driven by a deep desire to improve the lives of soldiers.
So it wasn't just about providing bandages and warm socks.
Not at all. They tackled everything from sanitation in camps and hospitals
Wow.
to recruiting and training nurses,
Okay.
and they had to fight tooth and nail to do it.
You mean they faced resistance?
Yeah,
I can imagine some people weren't too keen on women taking charge in this way.
you're right. They were met with skepticism from government officials, military leaders,
Right.
and even some within the medical establishment.
Well,
It's a very traditional time.
Mm.
And the idea of women taking on these roles was seen as radical,
yeah.
even dangerous.
So how did they manage to overcome those obstacles?
Through sheer determination and a brilliant strategy,
Okay.
they rallied public support, leveraged the power of the press, and even lobbied Congress. They understood the power of grassroots organizing
Right.
and used it to their advantage.
And at the helm of this movement was Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell.
Yep,
She was a trailblazer in her own right, wasn't she?
absolutely. Dr. Blackwell was the first woman to earn a medical degree in the United States,
Wow.
and her leadership of the Sanitary Commission helped legitimize the role of women in medicine.
So these women weren't just working behind the scenes.
Right.
They were on the front lines, actually serving as nurses.
Yes. Thousands of women volunteered to serve as nurses.
Incredible.
Working in incredibly challenging conditions.
As I can imagine.
They faced long hours, exposure to disease, and often disrespect from some of the male doctors, but they persevered.
Do we know any of their names?
Yeah.
Are there any individual stories that stand out?
Oh, so many.
Give us a few.
There's Mary Jane Safford,
Okay.
who was known as the Cairo Angel
Okay.
for her work on hospital ships during the Battle of Shiloh.
Oh, wow.
And there were the Woolsey sisters, Georgiana and Eliza,
Okay.
who provided care on the Wilson Small during the Peninsula Campaign.
Those sound like incredible women.
They were.
And their contributions went beyond just providing medical care, didn't they?
Yes, they became advocates for the soldiers.
Okay.
Take Hannah Ropes, for example.
Right.
She was a tireless advocate for better treatment of soldiers
Mm-hmm.
and fought against corruption within the medical system.
Wow.
She put her own health at risk to make a difference.
It's amazing how these women defied expectations and took on such important roles.
Yeah.
And I know we mentioned Clara Barton earlier.
Right.
Where does she fit into all of this?
Clara Barton is a fascinating case because she operated largely outside of the Sanitary Commission. She had a more independent spirit
Okay.
and often worked on the front lines, gathering supplies and providing care right in the midst of battle.
She earned the nickname Angel of the Battlefield, didn't she?
Yes, and that dedication to serving others eventually led her to found the American Red Cross.
That's right.
Her legacy continues to impact lives around the world to this day.
It's an incredible story. But were there any other women who worked independently, like Clara Barton?
There were quite a few.
Who else?
Mary Ann Bickerdike, known as Mother Bickerdike, was another force of nature.
I love that name.
She was known for her tenacity
Yeah.
and her unwavering dedication to the well-being of soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
She even defied orders from General Sherman himself
Wow.
when she thought it was in the best interests of her patients.
Wow, she must have been quite a character.
She was, and then there was Anna Blair Etheridge,
Okay.
who risked her life to care for wounded soldiers under fire.
Oh, my goodness.
Her courage and selflessness really embody the spirit of these women.
These stories are so inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget that this was all happening during a time when women didn't even have the right to vote.
It's true.
Did their contributions have any impact on the women's rights movement?
Absolutely. The Civil War, in many ways, became a catalyst for the women's rights movement.
Interesting.
It forced society to confront the capabilities of women,
Right.
their strength, their intelligence, and their commitment to causes larger than themselves.
So it wasn't just about medicine.
Right.
It was about challenging societal norms
Yeah.
and paving the way for greater equality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the enduring power of human compassion
Absolutely.
and the ability of individuals to create change even in the most difficult of circumstances.
And what about the women on the Confederate side?
Yeah.
Were there similar stories of courage and dedication?
Absolutely. Even with the constraints of Southern society,
Okay.
women played a vital role in the Confederate war effort.
In what way?
They formed aid societies,
Uh-huh.
gathered supplies, and served as nurses, often enduring horrific conditions.
Do we know the names of any of these women?
One who stands out is Kate Cumming.
Okay.
She wrote extensively about her experiences in Confederate hospitals,
Interesting.
providing valuable insights into the challenges and triumphs of those who served.
Wow.
Her writings give a very human face to the war.
It's so important to hear those voices.
It is.
And was there anyone on the Confederate side who served in a more official capacity, like a doctor or a surgeon?
There was one remarkable woman, Sally Louisa Tompkins.
Okay.
She established a private hospital in Richmond, Virginia, which became so successful
Right.
that she was eventually given an official commission in the Confederate Army.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
She was the only woman to achieve that rank, right?
Yes, her story is a testament to the power of competence and dedication,
Right.
even in the face of societal barriers.
And I know there's one more woman we need to talk about.
Okay.
A true pioneer, Dr. Mary Edwards Walker.
Yes.
Her story's particularly unique, isn't it?
Yes, Dr. Walker's story is in a category of its own.
How so?
She was the only woman to officially serve as a surgeon in the U.S. Army.
That's amazing. But didn't she face a lot of obstacles because of her gender?
She did. She was initially denied a commission
Wow.
and often had to work as a volunteer. but she was determined to use her skills to help the wounded.
I've heard she had a very unconventional style, too.
She did. She wore men's clothing.
Really?
Which was scandalous at the time.
I can imagine.
But for Dr. Walker, it was about practicality and breaking free from the constraints of societal expectations.
And her persistence eventually paid off, didn't it?
It did. She eventually secured a position as an assistant surgeon under General Thomas.
Okay.
And even after being captured as a prisoner of war, she continued to serve.
I also read that she was awarded the Medal of Honor.
She was. It's a testament to her incredible courage.
Wow.
Her dedication to medicine and her unwavering spirit in the face of adversity.
It's hard to imagine the challenges she must have faced, but her story is incredibly inspiring. It really speaks to the evolving role of women during this period and their determination to break down barriers.
It does. And while medical practices have come a long way since the Civil War,
right,
the lessons we can learn from these women are timeless.
Absolutely. Their stories remind us that even in the darkest of times, individuals can make a difference.
It's true.
Their compassion, courage, and resilience serve as a powerful inspiration for us all.
For sure. But we're running out of time for this deep dive.
I know we'll be back in a moment to wrap things up and explore what these stories mean for us today. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into Civil War medicine.
We have.
And I have to say, I'm struck by the contrast between the horrors of the battlefield and the extraordinary acts of compassion we've discussed.
It's a powerful juxtaposition, isn't it?
It really is.
And I think it speaks to the resilience of the human spirit, the ability to find hope and purpose, even in the midst of unimaginable suffering.
It's also remarkable to consider how much progress has been made in medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Since the Civil War.
For sure.
Antibiotics, sterile techniques, advanced surgical procedures.
Right.
These were all unimaginable back then.
It's true. The medical practices of the Civil War may seem primitive by today's standards, but we can't forget that those experiences laid the groundwork for many of the advancements we benefit from today.
I agree.
The Civil War forced innovation. It challenged long-held beliefs. And it pushed the boundaries of what was possible in terms of medical care.
And beyond the medical innovations, there's the profound social impact, especially for women.
Big time.
The war really pushed them into new roles.
Yeah.
Challenging traditional gender norms. It's inspiring to see how they rose to the occasion.
It is.
Not only providing care, but also advocating for change.
Right.
And ultimately shaping the future of medicine and society as a whole.
Their contributions cannot be overstated. They demonstrated incredible strength, resilience, and a deep commitment to serving others, often at great personal risk.
As we wrap up this deep dive, what do you think is the most important takeaway for our listeners?
I think it's the power of the individual to make a difference, even in the face of overwhelming challenges. The individuals we've discussed today, the doctors, the nurses, the volunteers, they all saw a need and they stepped up to meet it, often at great personal sacrifice.
It's true.
Their stories remind us that we all have the capacity to create positive change in the world.
It's a powerful message and one that feels particularly relevant in today's world.
I agree.
We may not be facing a civil war, but we certainly have our share of challenges.
We do.
And I think these stories offer hope and inspiration, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, human compassion and ingenuity can prevail.
Absolutely. And as we continue to learn from the past, I think it's crucial to remember that history isn't just about battles and dates. It's about the human experience, the stories of resilience.
I like that.
And the enduring power of compassion.
So to our listeners, we encourage you to delve deeper into this fascinating period of history.
For sure.
To explore the lives of these remarkable individuals. And to consider how their stories continue to shape our world today.
Good idea.
What lessons can we draw from their experiences? How can we apply their spirit of service and innovation to the challenges we face in our own time?
Those are questions worth pondering.
They really are.
And as we move forward, let's remember the words of the great historian Howard Zinn. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness.
Well said. And on that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Civil War medicine.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it has sparked your curiosity. And given you a new perspective on this pivotal period in American history.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And keep diving deep into the fascinating world around us.
Sounds good.
And don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more thought-provoking explorations into the most intriguing topics.
I will.
Tailored just for you.